And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Booyah! What's up? We are live in the Lair tonight. We're going to be doing some magic item creation with y'all. So that's what's on the schedule for tonight, making magic items. I have a Word document, a blank Word document. They will be filling up with magic items, and when we are done, we will be making it available as a download for y'all folks, so you can use the magic items we create. So this should be fun. As always, this is a collaborative live stream, so I am counting on you all to give ideas and whatnot. I have no ideas. I have nothing. I have a Word document and a keyboard, and that is what we're going to use tonight to see what we come up with. So this ought to be fun. We have a giveaway tonight because we always, well, not always, but we usually try to do some giveaways and stuff. Let me see if we can get. This is some more tactical tokens we will be giving away tonight. These things are awesome, and the dude keeps giving me more of them to give away, so I'm going to keep on giving them away. So there we go. You can go to his site too, and you can get 10% off with the promo code, the DM Lair, and all that good stuff. So that is our giveaway for tonight. And so you'll notice in the description there's a link to the giveaway, unless the giveaway is always closed, like if you're catching this on the replay. But it does not. In order to enter the giveaway, y'all got to put in like a secret code and stuff, like I usually do, and I will tell you what that code is at a certain point in the stream tonight. So there you go. Let's see who we got all on tonight. Stream Elements is on. What up, Stream Elements? I think. Oh, that's a bot. Oh, that's a bot I enabled. I was playing around with the bot from Stream Elements, and I did not get very far, so I don't know what that bot does. Pooks is in the house. Caesar, what up? Fallen Legend, how you doing? Jason, Ethan, what up, y'all? Leslie Jones, hello, how are you doing? So magic item creation tonight, and I think what I'm gonna do as well is we're probably gonna do magic item creation for a couple hours, maybe till like 9:30 or 10 or something like that, and then I want to do some questions and answers as well, because I know those streams that I do are pretty popular, lots of people asking questions and stuff like that, so I think we're going to do some of that toward the end of tonight's stream. So if you're interested in that, you can stick around until 9:30 or 10, I think, is Eastern time, of course, when we'll probably start that up. And I also want to, now here's the thing, I had this really cool idea for the stream tonight, so it might be a cool idea, I don't know. But there is a dude, so I don't know, you guys are probably familiar with How to Be a Great GM with Guy over there. His channel usually live streams Friday nights as well. So I had this really cool idea that we could do like kind of like a channel raid. So like when my live stream ends, if his is still going, then we all can pile into his live stream and kind of hang out with him for a while. Like, you know, it's a good-natured live stream. It's not like we're going to crash it. We're just going to be like, hey, what up? And then chill with him, so... we'll try doing that if he's still alive. I don't know how long he goes and all that good stuff. So we shall see how that goes. So, all right, let us start with some magic item creation. Let me pull up my fancy Word document that we're going to be using. I also have some music going in the background and stuff. If it gets like way too loud or something, y'all got to yell at me. It's the first time I've tried this out. I don't know. I tried to have it kind of low so y'all can still hear me. But if it's a problem, then let me know, and I will fix that. So let's take a look at our Word document. So we have a super, super fancy Word document here. This is the template right here. I know you're all in shock and awe at the magnitude of the awesomeness of this template. So just calm down a second. And let's start making some magic items. So I think the first thing, there are different categories for magic items, right? So... Cameron says, thanks for doing the stream at a more reasonable time. I did it last time. The last time I did the stream, I tried it on a Saturday morning, right? Yeah. So yeah, I'm glad this time worked better for you, Cameron, and everybody else who happens to be here. All right. So, different categories for magic items: armor, potions, rings, rods, scrolls. Actually, we could pull up the Dungeon Master Guide. And the Dungeon Master Guide, as it so happens, has the different categories for magic items. And what I want to do is I want to try to create magic items from the different categories, so we're not all just creating weapons the entire time. or armor, but we're going to do like a variety of different types of magic items and stuff like that. So we will be looking at the categories, and I like, one of the things I like too, I like these special features. I don't know if you guys are familiar with this. I'm on page 142 of the Dungeon Master Guide. We're going to be adding these like special features to our magic items as well. Who the creator was, the intended user, the history of the magic item, some minor properties, quirks that a magic item has. So we're going to be using all this stuff. Now, here's the thing. I don't want to just roll out of the Dungeon Master Guide, though. We're going to come up with these interesting features ourselves. So that's the way that's going to work. So, bam. Ooh, hey, look at that. Stream Elements tells me when people subscribe. Awesome. Jack Helliwell, thank you for subscribing. That's pretty cool. I should probably play around with this little bot. I bet. Are we going to make artifacts? I don't know. That would be interesting. You know what? Pooks, I think that we should probably have a separate stream sometime just for making artifacts. And the reason I say that is that artifacts are fairly complex. You pick like a handful of minor magical effects and major ones, and you usually have some sort of story or history that goes along with the artifact. And it could literally take us an hour or more, I feel, to make an artifact. And I kind of want to crack out a whole bunch of magic items if we can, because sometimes we'll come in and be like, let's create a bunch of monsters, and we create 3. So I'm hoping we can do better tonight and have a better track record of what we actually produce and get out there for you all to use. So let's pop over to, well, the first thing I want to do is let's decide what type of magic item we're going to do. So what category? We basically have 9 categories of magic items, and I'm just gonna roll a die. I'm gonna roll a D9. You know, the people who made Dungeons and Dragons should have like made the categories align with a die that we have. So I could roll a D8 or I could roll a D10, right? So let's roll a D10, and hopefully I don't get a 10. If I get a 10, the stream has broken, and I guess we're done. I rolled a 9. You guys are so close to not having a stream tonight. All right, so a 9 means that we are creating a wondrous item. Okay, guys, brainstorming time. Throw me a bunch of ideas for wondrous items down in the chat. Now, wondrous items are kind of like, that's a catch-all category. So basically, it's not an armor, it's not a potion, it's not a ring, it's not a rod, scroll, staff, wand, or weapon. So like boots and cloaks, helmets probably are a wondrous item. What else would be wondrous items? Like weird junk. I don't know. So I just need a type of wondrous item that we can do. A crown of Cthulhu? I don't know about a crown of Cthulhu, man. What else we got? I got a ring. Not a ring. A flail is a weapon. A ring is a ring. We need wondrous weapons. Satan's heart. Ooh, a demon heart. Oh, that could be interesting. Glasses. Oh, I like that idea. All right, I'm gonna wait for a few more ideas to roll in, and then I will roll a die, and we will pick one. Gloves, a gauntlet, a shield. We're just looking for a category of an item that we're gonna create. A glove of reach, a goblin shrink head. Ooh, that's pretty cool. A demon horn. Cool, I like that idea. Nice. All right, I'm gonna roll a die. Rolling a die. I'm gonna roll a D12 and see what we come up with. I got a 9 again. It is the Knight of Nines. All right, here we go. Shrink head. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. A paintbrush. Okay. Sven Silverman, you are our winner. We have a paintbrush. All right, it's a paintbrush. Now, he had an idea for like what it would actually do. That's actually not a bad idea for a paintbrush. He says he says a paintbrush that when used to paint landscapes creates a portal to that place. That's actually a really cool idea. I think we're gonna roll with that idea. Let's brainstorm some more ideas about this paintbrush though. What's the name of it? So if we have a paintbrush that you paint and then whatever you end up painting, it creates a portal to that place. What is the name of the paintbrush? A paintbrush of portals is like Luke's dumb, idea, but I'm sure we can get a better idea. Paintbrush of portals. What are we gonna call this thing? Paintbrush of portals. If we get a better idea down in the chat, I will totally go with that. This is planar paintbrush. Ooh, I like that. That's a good one. There we go. A planar paintbrush. All right, cool. Whoa, what happened? I should make sure I zoom in enough so you all can see what I'm typing too. A planar paintbrush. All right, this is a wondrous item. We don't know the rarity. I don't know. Now, rarity is probably going to be the thing tonight that's going to give me a headache. Because the only way that I know to determine an item's rarity is kind of like a gut check and to compare it with other items that I know to exist. And so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time trying to like narrow down a specific rarity because I don't know that it's a good use of our time. But once we get this thing fleshed out, we will just pick a rarity and hope that we're kind of close. So there you go. And besides which, there are so many existing magic items that are just totally not in line with their stated rarity, like a weapon of warning. It's way much more powerful than the rarity would suggest. Boots of flying, super powerful magic item, way more. So you get my point. So the rarity is kind of like an estimate anyway, so we're not going to worry about it too much. All right, so a planar paintbrush of portals. I'm almost imagining that we need. So let's get a description here. So basically, when this paintbrush is used to create a landscape on a, how big, it seems like if we're going to create a landscape, where would we paint it? We need to paint it on just any surface, I guess. Paint a landscape on any surface. That surface becomes a portal to that location a portal to that location. So I'm thinking we've got to have some guidelines, some rules about like how long it takes to paint that place, right? I mean, are you going to sit there? Are you literally going to sit there for several days painting this portal, or does the magic enable you to paint it very quickly? You know, and also I think that this paintbrush, what it should do, I'm just kind of brainstorming here. I need to read what you guys are all saying, but there should be a distance restriction. There should be. So I think the paintbrush. I think the user, should it require attunement? Should it require attunement? That's an interesting question too, because this is, and then there should be a limit of use per day, I think, as well. So maybe you have to. I'm thinking once per day might be a reasonable limitation on how often you can use this. All right, when this paintbrush is used, the user is empowered. Oh, the user simply concentrates on a location they are familiar with or have. Yeah, they got to be familiar with it or have seen depictions of. And the paintbrush allows them to paint a landscape. Paint a landscape of that location in how quickly should it work? Like if it's going to be once per day, right? How quickly? Philip, you can ask questions, but what I'm gonna do, Philip, is right now we're gonna focus. You can ask questions about magic item creation, absolutely. If you got questions about creating magic items, that's cool. As far as like other random, hi Princess Carnuta, what up? As far as other random questions, I will, if it comes in as a super chat, I'll like answer it, right? Otherwise, what we're gonna do is we're gonna hold off until toward the end of the stream tonight, and then I'm gonna open it up for just a general question and answer. But for right now, I want to really just focus on the magic item stuff. Otherwise, I'm going to go on like, tangents all over the place, and there won't be a single magic item that gets finished tonight. So there you go. Ooh, an artist tool check. That's instant. It should take as long as it takes. What do you guys think? It takes 10 minutes to paint? I don't really want to say that it takes as long as it takes to paint the picture, because I feel like it becomes a lot less useful as a magic item. Because, I mean, it could take me... it could take me a week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks to paint the picture, And so I think that becomes like really less useful. And if I were to give my players this and it takes them 3 weeks to paint the picture, I know exactly what all of my players would do. They would go sell it because they're not going to use it, right? So I want to give my players something that I know that they're going to be excited about and that they're going to use. But once you paint it, you have a portal forever. Now that's interesting. That's interesting. All right. Let us say the paintbrush can be used once per day, and it takes 10 minutes to paint the landscape. There, that's not too bad, because I'm pretty sure that there is Magic Circle. I'm pretty sure Magic Circle, does Magic Circle take 10 minutes? Or does Magic Circle takes 1 minute. I think 10 minutes is reasonable, though. Dun, 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 dun. 1 round. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, this is going to be what we kind of come up with and what we envision, you know, and I think that everybody's going to have like a different idea of how this should work. So it's a Word document. You download it and you can change it to suit your needs, you know. We're gonna pick an answer because everybody has a different idea, and I can't create, you know, 50 versions of this. So we're just gonna pick an answer. So it can be once per day, which is a reasonable limitation for something as powerful as being. Now, does it have to be on your current plane of existence? That's interesting. Create a landscape on any plane of existence. There you go. So let's say that it can be on like the prime material plane, it can be on like the abyss, Hades, whatever, it can be wherever. So I like that. Let's see what other comments we got going on here. Lots of comments here. You must be attuned. I think we need to say that does it require attunement? No. I don't. This is not something that would normally require attunement. That's an unreasonable restriction. So it does not require attunement. Let us say this. If the user is proficient in artisans, is there a type of artisan tool that is like a paintbrush or something like that? I'm gonna look at my player's handbook real quick. I'm pretty sure in the equipment section of the player's handbook it lists the different like artisan packs that are available, and I want to know calligrapher's supplies, carpenter's tools, painter's supplies. There we go, painter's supplies. Awesome. If the user is proficient in painter's supplies, they can paint the landscape in 1 minute. There we go. So that's a bonus for you. If you're proficient in that, you can paint it faster. What if they could use it more often? Ooh, that would be interesting too. If they're proficient in painter's supplies, they could also use it more often. We could do that as well. I don't know the you know what? That's interesting. Tobias Trooper, cartography tools might also. What other types of tools? I think you have a point. Cartographer's tools is kind of relevant. Calligrapher's supplies? It could be calligrapher's supplies. Well, no, I think we should just limit it to painter's supplies, because cartographer is a totally different thing than painting a landscape, and calligraphy is totally different, I think, as well. So we're gonna keep it limited to painter's supplies, but I like that idea. Give it charges. That's true. We could give it charges. I like that idea. If it has charges and then so many are replenished per day, I kind of like that idea. How many times per day? I mean, well, hold on a second. Being able to teleport to anywhere on any plane of existence is a very powerful ability. Okay, so having charges to it and being able to do it more than once per day is pretty powerful. So I think I'm okay with it being used once per day. I think that's a reasonable limitation for something that powerful. All right. What other ideas we got for this? Is the portal 2 ways? Oh, that's a good idea. It is a 2-way portal. that remains open for... How long should it remain open for? What do you guys think? 1 minute? 10 minute? 1 hour? Now that would be interesting. What if it remained open for like an hour? That's almost enough time. If the players are doing something really crazy, like going to the abyss, they could try to open it up, go in there, accomplish some sort of goal, and then get back to the portal before it closes. That could actually make for a pretty exciting little adventure if we keep it open for an hour. And it would also, you know, open the possibility of like demons and stuff getting into their home world. So that's interesting. I like the idea of 1 hour. I can definitely see justifications in saying it's 1 minute. Oh, that's interesting. Let's say 1 hour. Let's say 1 hour. I like that. I think that'll create like interesting story opportunities and stuff like that. All right, cool. What else? Can you wash it off? No, I don't think so. I don't think so. Once the portal is opened, the only way to close it is by maybe like a dispel magic or other similar spells. I don't think you could do it by washing it off, because you paint it on, it becomes a magical portal. I think splashing water on it, you know, it seems like it's too easy to close it. And also, if it's raining out or something, or you're going to like the primordial plane of water, it would just kind of wash off. So I don't think we want to have it just wash off the water. You could definitely change this when you use it in your game. That's totally legitimate if you want to do that. What should the paint be? Oh, that's interesting. Does it magically create paint? We could put a limit on here that says the paint needs to be made out of some like special material or something. I think if you have to have this magic item and then you also have to like get access to paint, that makes it. We could say. I kind of want to say that the paintbrush comes with its own paint tray, you know, that needs to be used with it or something like that, you know, or that it magically creates the paint. I almost want to say it magically creates the paint, you know. If we make it, it's a magic brush, right? If we say that you have to have dragon blood or goblin blood or blood from a freshly slain monster or something, or you know what I mean, then it makes it difficult. It makes it more difficult to use, which you certainly could do that, you know. But it just doesn't make it quite as exciting. Well, it could. It could make it just as exciting. I don't know. I kind of like the idea that the paintbrush itself kind of fabricates the paint, though. So that's my thought. Paint with the blood of an innocent. Yeah, Wiggles. If you have a bunch of evil characters, yeah, then you could add that to it. That's good. A mixture from the location. Oh, that's not a bad idea, Robbie. That's a good idea too. So, yeah, you could homebrew this however you want to make it work however you want. But I think we have a pretty good base thing here. Are we missing anything from this that we should consider? Like any other rules that need to be around to it? Like a distance limitation, a limitation. I don't think we have a distance limitation because we're basically saying, you know, it can teleport you to any plane of existence on any surface. So I don't think we have a distance limitation. I think we're pretty cool on this. I think we can probably assign a rarity to this and then move on to another magic item. You guys all got a lot of good ideas in there, but this would turn into like a 5-page magic item. Oh, you know what I wanted to do? Well, actually, what I wanted to do too is I wanted to take a look at so in the Dungeon Master Guide, there are special features. Hey Corey, what up, dude? He says first time watching you live. I've helped you a lot DMing. Thanks for the videos. You are very welcome, buddy. I'm glad to help you out, man. Let's take a look at some of the special features. So we're not gonna do every single one of these special features, but I do want to pick one of them. Let's do this one. Who created it and what was it intended to use it? So who created it or was intended to use it? So give me some ideas about who created this paintbrush and why they created this paintbrush. Now, normally what I might do if I'm doing this on my own and I don't feel super creative is I would just roll on the table here and then just pick whichever one it is. But since I got all you guys to help brainstorm, we can come up with something more interesting than these 20 items in the Dungeon Master Guide. So, who created this paintbrush and why did they create it? Who created it and why? K-Keeper says, I'm tired of trying. Trying to do what, man? Are you saying something that I'm not catching? You've been shouting paint for a while. Yeah, it's a paintbrush. A painter that wanted to make moving painters. Tiamat created it. The paintbrush was made by a deity whose domain is art, or a worshiper of that deity, a famous druid, a wandering individual who loves arts. I'm just reading through these things. If I find something that really pops, then I might just pick that one. A powerful wizard, a bard who created stories with his art. He seduces a powerful wizard who enchants it for him, and they use it to travel to the world on their honeymoon. That's pretty good. That's a good running one. It was created by pixies as a means to play tricks on people hiding their items. And then the pixies, like, push them through the portal or something? A gypsy wanderer sound. How about portal size? I think, yeah, that's a good idea, Fallen Legend. We'll just designate that real quick. We will say the portal can be up to 10 feet by 10 feet. 10 feet wide by 10 feet tall. There we go. There's size. That should cover most situations. You know what? I kind of liked the who was it? Jason S said a bard who created stories with his art. He seduces a powerful wizard and enchanted it for him, and they use it to travel to the world on their honeymoon. Okay. Let's put this up. I usually like to put a little bit of backstory about the magic items at the top here. So, what is the name of the bard? I need a name for the bard, ladies and gentlemen. A bard named... What's the name? What is the name of the bard? A bard named something. Seduced a powerful wizard named... What's the name of the wizard? We need a couple names. Who enchanted the paintbrush so they could first travel on their honeymoon to where? Where did they go on their honeymoon? There we go. Let's get some ideas for a location. So they could first travel on their honeymoon to some location. Afterwards, they spent the remainder of their days traveling to exotic locations. There we go. All right, you got Bobbin Rosswood. Okay, the bard's name is Bobbin Rosswood. Okay, there we go. I need a wizard's name. A wizard's name. The Jewel City. Oh, I like that. The honeymoon is to the Jewel City. Awesome. And the Abyss. Yeah, they went. Their honeymoon was in the Abyss. All right. Leonardo da Vinci is not going to be the name of the wizard, mostly because I can't spell that name. Let's see. Bandel. Oh, that's a good one. There we go. Jacob got this one. The name of the wizard is Bandel Hummerfrumpt. There we go. Nice. Copy paste that right there. All right, cool. We have a magic item, ladies and gentlemen. It's fairly well fleshed out. It has a little bit of backstory to it, so I kind of like that. And I think what I want to do is... No, actually, we need to assign the rarity. Now, normally what I would do when I'm assigning a magic item, this is a paintbrush. So usually what I would do when I'm assigning a magic item is I would put a picture on this thing. Like I would type in here, like, usually what I can do is type in D&D, if I can type this properly, D&D magical paintbrush. And usually I'll get some sort of image. Look at this. Look at this. Look at these paintbrushes. Usually I'll just grab like an image off from Google. Stand by. Don't go there. I don't even know what that is. Usually I'll just copy an image and I will throw it in my Word document here. Come on. I'm pushing the wrong buttons. Usually I'll throw it in the Word document and, you know, I'll scale it and junk like that and whatnot. And then I'll put like I'll wrap the text, make sure the text kind of wraps. This is a pretty bad picture because it doesn't look pretty snazzy and all that kind of stuff. Usually when I'm creating magic items for my players, this is the sort of thing that I will do. I will type it out on a piece of paper and I will put an image here so that they can have a cool picture to go along with it. And this is what I would print off for my players. Now, however, of course, obviously this picture does not belong to me. We found it on Google search, so that is a violation of copyright. So I will not be putting pictures in tonight's document because that's just wrong. And so you all will have to find pictures on your own if you want them. But what we do need to do is decide the rarity for this magic item. So, I almost feel like there are probably existing magic items that do this sort of thing. My gut tells me this is at least rare. There's probably some sort of like teleportation magic item that already exists in the Dungeon Master Guide. And if it did, then it's a mythical rarity. Then I would pretty much use that as like a guide. I think I agree. It's probably it's definitely very rare at least. This could be very rare. It might even be legendary. Just for the simple reason that it allows you to do planar travel, which is a pretty powerful thing. I see uncommon. No, Ethan, it's not it's uncommon. You just want to get it at level 1. I see some very rares and some legendaries. Okay, this is what we're gonna do. I almost feel like this is a borderline legendary, but maybe not. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna roll a d6, and if I get a 4, a 5, or a 6, it's gonna be legendary. And we'll see what we give it. Woo! I got a 5, so we're gonna call it legendary. I don't know if it's legendary. I don't know. It's close. I think it's borderline between the two. So we're not gonna spend too much time, worrying about that. So there we go. We have our first magic item done. Boom! And we're going to create another one as well. Oh, our music ran out. How about we go over and get some new music? What kind of music you all want? Any particular categories? We have drama, easy listening, electronica, and dance. There's like a DJ. We're doing a DJ night. DJ night. Funk, grooves, hip-hop. What kind of music? Bluegrass. Did we have bluegrass? I think I might like bluegrass. Where is bluegrass? I don't see bluegrass here. And I will not play country. There is no country. I'm sorry for all you folks who like country music. I do not go with that. Elevator music? Do we have That's probably like easy listening. Epic. Okay, let's see if there's an epic. All right. We're going to find an epic album. Where did this go? Epic. Cinematic fantasy. We could try that one. Gaming. Ooh, some epic gaming music. One take wonders. Let's do cinematic fantasy. Let's see what that sounds like. There we go. That'll be our album for right now. Britney Spears. I don't think that she is on this program that I'm using. Sorry. I do not think she's here. All right, we need another magic item. All right, guys. Let's see. What kind of magic item should we make? We did a wondrous item. So now I need ideas for just a category. Armor, potions, rings, rods, scrolls, a staff, a wand, or a weapon. What category are we going to do? We'll do a different type of music when this album runs out. These albums don't last very long. I think these albums last maybe 20 minutes to a half an hour. So we'll get some different music going afterwards as well. All right. A couch, when you sit on it, you can cast wizard spell. No, Philip. No, we're not doing that. All right. While you guys are all brainstorming that stuff, I do want to let you guys know that I create adventures over on DriveThruRPG. There is a link down in the description if you want to check those out. A lot of them are pay what you want, and the other ones are pretty cheap. So if you're looking for some Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition adventures, you can go check that out. I also have a website, thedmlair.com, where you can get 100% free adventures as well. So if you're looking for 5th edition adventures, go check those resources out. There should be links to both of those things down in the description. So there you go. There's my plug for you. I'll give you a plug every so often for something. And you guys probably see this like thingy down here about tactical tokens. They're like my sponsor for the stream tonight because they gave me a bunch of tokens to give to you all. So go show them some love if you feel so inclined. All right, let's pick something here. A weapon. We have armor. I don't know that we want to. We could create something that's intelligent, but that is much more complicated than a standard weapon. So I don't know that I'm going to go with that. All right, I see lots of people that want to make a weapon. We might as well just get that out of our system. Hopefully this won't take too long. All right, so we're going to do a weapon. What kind of weapon? We need a type of weapon. What kind of weapon are we going to do, guys? What kind of weapon? I don't want a sword. I want something interesting. I want something abnormal. Something that folks don't use all the time. Because we're always just doing swords and then things get boring. So a glaive, a shifter. That's not a weapon. A shifter? What is a shifter? It's like a plate. We're going to make a magical plate. You throw it at people. And it like smashes, and then it's like a what do you want to call it? It's like a dish. What are those? The dish drainer things that help dishes dry. It's full of plates, and you just like throw the plates at people, and it like replenishes, and so you have like a +2, plates that you're like throwing at people. A butter knife. No one uses clubs. You are right. Nobody uses clubs. I don't know what a shifting weapon is, dude. All right. I'm gonna roll a boomerang, a man catcher. I see several people saying club. No, I see one person saying club over and over again. Anyway, a sickle. A sickle is pretty cool. A sickle and a scythe. A scythe? Is that how you say that? I think scythe might be it. I'm gonna roll a die. We're gonna roll a die and we're gonna see what happens. Rolling a d20. I rolled a 7. So here we go. A stick. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I got a club. I rolled. It's random. You can't blame me. I got a club. All right. What does this club do? So we can obviously give it. We could say that it's a club +1. I mean, there. It's a club +1 of what? What does this club do? We need some sort of special thing. We all be up in this club. We need something special that this club can do. The club, it's just a club. I don't think there are different sizes of clubs. Are there great clubs? Are there like great clubs, or is it just a club? I don't see anything. I think all we have are clubs. I think we just have one size of club. So it's just going to be a one-handed club. So it'll be just for normal size club. It allows for full motion swinging underwater. Ooh, a club of underwater action. There's an idea. Oh, it's made of dragon bone. I like that idea, Wiggles. We're going to write that down. Made of dragon bone. Okay. So if it's made of dragon bone, what does the club do? Okay, we're off on a tangent. I know you guys got a whole bunch of cool ideas down there, but we're going off on a Wiggles tangent, all right? So if the club is made of dragon bone, what would its magical property be? It's not dragon slaying. Okay, I'm going to head that off before we even get there. It's not dragon slaying. Okay, so just forget about that. What other kind of magical property could it be? Bones of what dragon? I don't know. Wiggles, it was your idea. What color dragon is this? It plays sexy music. No, Greg, it doesn't. It could. It could play music. It could be like a club +1 of dancing. You know, when you start swinging it, it makes this like mesmerizing, this like, you know, music as the wind, the air kind of whistles through holes in it. And so as you're swinging it, it creates this music, and your enemies just kind of like, they start dancing and stuff, you know. I mean, we could do something like that. What did Wiggles say? Wiggles, did you tell us what kind of dragon this was? Come on, Wiggles. Dude, you're killing me, man. All right, it's a white, we're gonna say I see a green dragon club. All right, it's a green dragon club. So it's made out of green dragon bone. All right. Oh, it's a club +1 of clubbing. That's awesome. What do we got? Dragon turtles are aquatic. Ooh. It attracts giants. The dance club. Do a dragon turtle. I see a couple people saying dragon turtle. So we're changing it to a dragon turtle. Made of dragon turtle bone. Dragon turtle bone. And if it's made out of dragon turtle bone, what is it gonna do? Dun dun dun. I see so many people saying dance that like I can't help it. We're making a club +1 of club +1 of clubbing. All right. So we're gonna say, oh, so it's a magical weapon. It's a weapon. We don't know the rarity. Whoops. We'll have to determine the rarity in a second here. Does it require attunement? Whether it requires attunement depends on what it can do. So let's figure that out first. This magical club is made of dragon turtle bone. So what is that bard spell? Hypnotic pattern. What if it allows you to, when you swing it, you know, and maybe you expend a charge, it like casts hypnotic pattern, right? It allows you to cast hypnotic pattern using a charge, and so then we could do that. But then we could have some other interesting things. Like I see some people saying like a swim speed and water breathing, along with elemental control. That's getting a little bit too much. We want to keep this reasonable. This is not like an artifact, right? So even like some of the really cool things in the game that are like very rare and legendary, they still have they aren't crazy, right? They don't have like a bajillion different properties. You can strike the ground and force all enemies to dance. All the while they are under the spell, they take damage of some sort. On a crit. I like the idea of it proccing on a crit. Okay. We're going to say on a attack roll of 20, the club casts, what is it called? Hypnotic pattern. Hypnotic pattern. Whoops. Well, I just did something there. Pushed the wrong button right there. That's what I did. Cast hypnotic pattern. Centered on the user. Centered on the user. What's the... I mean, hypnotic pattern has like a radius. It's like a 20-foot cube or something like that. So we'll say centered on the user and affecting everyone within range except the user. That's pretty cool. That's really interesting. The save affecting everyone within range except the user. If they fail a what is a reasonable, so if it's casting hypnotic pattern, they're gonna have to make a charisma. I think it's either a charisma saving throw or a wisdom saving throw. It's one of those two. And if they fail, can somebody look that up? What is the saving throw for hypnotic pattern? Is it wisdom or is it charisma? Something tells me it's charisma. What is the DC for that, though? It needs to be a reasonable DC. I almost want to say a DC 15 might be a decent DC. 10 and 11 are really low. It's wisdom? Okay, wisdom saving throw. If they fail a DC 15 wisdom saving throw, there we go. So we got the saving throw. We got it when it procs, it casts hypnotic pattern, and people can just look up the definition or how hypnotic pattern looks. So that makes sense to me. Are we overlooking anything for this? Oh, we have to describe. Okay. Anyone affected by the hypnotic pattern dances in place while under its effect. There we go. So it's a dance. It's clubbing. So you got club plus one of clubbing. If they twerk, no, the rain dance. I don't even know what some of these are. We can have them do what is it called, the flossing dance, right? I could probably do some flossing for y'all. I don't know if that'd be pretty. We probably do not want to see Luke floss tonight, unless it's my teeth. Unless I have something in my teeth. So there is no limit to the number of times this procs. It's going to proc anytime an attack roll of 20 is made. And notice that we specified attack roll of 20 as opposed to critical hit. If we had said critical hit, then there are certain classes that could really go crazy on this thing with expanded critical ranges and stuff like that. So, Hematom. All right, what else? The Macarena. I remember the Macarena. That was like when I was in high school. Man, that Macarena. We should put that on the jukebox. All right. Anyway, we're brainstorming the different types of dances that they do. What other minor property could this do for you? Because, well, it's a +1 weapon. So a +1 weapon is already good, right? What is a +1 weapon? I think a weapon +1 already has like a rarity of, I got the wrong book. I think it has a rarity of like uncommon. I think it's uncommon. I'm not sure. I'm going to try to find it real quick. But what else could it do? One other minor property, something interesting. We could just use our table. A +1 is uncommon. So a +1's uncommon. Lets you ride waves. Would it walk on water? You could walk on water and breathe in water. That's not too bad. It increases your dexterity because you get to show them your moves. The problem, increasing dexterity would make this much more powerful than we want it to be. I kind of like the idea of just walking on, you can dance on water. Yes, that is a great idea. Who gave that? Who is that? Pooks. Yeah, Pooks, what up? You got some ideas there, man. I like that. Okay. The wielder can walk on water while... Yeah, the wielder can walk on water as long as they are dancing while doing so. If they stop dancing, they sink. Or we'll just say they fall in the water. They fall into the water. So you have to like do the moonwalk or something. Oh yeah, there you go. Abomination. They have to like moonwalk across the water. You know what I mean? If they want to like get across the water, that's cool. I like that. No, let's specify that. That's a great idea. We totally need to just specify. The wielder can walk on water as long as they are moonwalking while doing so. Moonwalking backwards. Is that the only way to moonwalk? You can't moonwalk forward, right? Moonwalking is backwards. So that's not necessary. If they stop moonwalking, they fall into the water. What other weird, crazy thing could they do? Okay, so like, what kind of dance, if they were to breathe underwater, what kind of dance would they have to be doing in order to breathe underwater? So basically, if you're moonwalking, you go across water, you know, and then oh shoot, you guys are right. I never put the other screen on. I'm sorry. There we go. I have the big screen on. Here we go. Sorry. This should be easier for you guys to see me what I'm doing here. All right, sorry about that. So if to breathe underwater, what dance move can they do? Oh, okay. So yeah, you guys brainstorm that. I have an idea here. Okay. While performing certain dance moves, the club allows the wielder to do the following. The club gives certain benefits that last only while performing specific dance moves. There we go. And then we're going to say the first one is going to be the moonwalk. So we're actually going to make a list this is what we're going to do, you guys. Based on the dance move that you perform, you get a different magical benefit. And you can only have one at a time. So let's put that there. Only one magical effect can work at once. There we go. The wording on that is atrocious, but we'll live with it. The moonwalk. So we will say moonwalk. The wielder can walk on water as long as they are moonwalking while doing so. If they stop moonwalking, they fall into the water. All right, what is the next dance move? I see a whole bunch of things called the worm. What the heck is the worm? You guys, I see totally the snorkel. I think I know what the snorkel is. I don't know what the worm is. I will trust you. I'm not a dancer. I don't know how to dance. I don't know anything about this stuff. So we're gonna call it the worm. Oh, Gangnam Style. The worm. The wielder can breathe underwater while performing the worm. There we go. They get a burrow speed while doing the worm. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, we're not going to be able to watch any videos tonight. I can't watch videos on the stream. I did the worm. Smash bro, I did the worm. We have the worm. All right, one more thing. One more cool effect. I want it to be water related. What is water related, you guys? This is a pretty cool magic item too, by the way. +1 club of water clubbing, or +1 club of clubbing. I don't know. All right, what other magical effect could speak with fish? That's a good idea. A swim speed. We could do a swim speed. That's not a bad idea. Control water. I kind of like it's going to be either, I think swim speed. Let's do that. Where's my cursor? What dance move is a swim speed, guys? What dance move is a swim speed? I need a dance move. I heard a snorkel? The snorkel? I don't know what that is. Is that a dance move? I need a dance move. The snorkel. I saw the Macarena was another one. We had the Gangnam Style. This is stupid. You know that we're all going to have to give this magic item to our party, or to our players, like our next game session, right? Like, this is just too cool not to. Bob SquarePants? SpongeBob? Is that a dance? Running Man? The Gator? Gangnam Style? The Cabbage Patch? I don't even know what these things are. Dale Stump is, I have no clue what's happening. We are brainstorming the name of a dance that will give the wielder of this club the ability to breathe, to walk underwater, or have a swim speed equal to your walk speed. I see a lot of Running Man stuff. I see several Running Mans. It's not the same person saying Running Man, is it? It might be. No, I see at least 3 people saying Running Man. So we're going to say Running Man. I don't know what that is, but I will have to educate myself later on tonight. So we have Running Man. The wielder can... the wielder has a swim speed equal to their walk speed. All right, there we go. Running Man. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's it. Club plus 1 of clubbing is finished. All right, we gotta call it a day on that because we could go on forever creating that club. So awesome. Whew. Are we done? What's the rarity on this? What do we think the rarity is? So a normal weapon plus 1 has a rarity of uncommon. However, we did give an additional magical ability to it. I almost feel like, I think we're probably going to bump it up by 1. I think we're going to, rare, we're thinking rare. I'm thinking the same thing. I think it's rare. We're going to go with rare. Should it require attunement? Oh, it's a club plus 1. It does the hypnotic pattern thing on a 20, and it gives you another ability. It's either a rare or a very rare. Actually, it might actually be a very rare. Oh well, we're not gonna sit on that too much, but I definitely think that it requires attunement for sure. This club does enough cool stuff that it requires attunement. So there we go. Rare requires attunement. All right, I think that we are done with that magic item. We have that one fleshed out, and we can go on to another magic item. All right, man, that was cool. It's gonna be hard to. Now we're gonna have to stand by. I'm gonna time somebody out. Take a time out. Take a time out. Calm down. No profanity. Thank you very much. All right, there we go. Do I have any moderators here? I thought Josh. I saw Josh was here. All right, cool. I had a dude who was like throwing some profanity and stuff. I'm like, dude, we don't need profanity around here. All right, just calm down, ladies and gentlemen. Family friendly. Let's all be clean. All right, clean. Take a bath. Go take a bath. A microphone. Everybody be good. Everybody be good. All right. A rope, a ring. You know what? Somebody has been begging for a ring. I've seen ring lots of different times. A rope of wrapping. we just did a club of clubbing and now a rope of wrapping. Okay, we're gonna do a ring. Let's do a ring, guys. I see people saying a ring. So we need ideas of what the ring could do. What are different magical properties that the ring could have? Brainstorm. I will probably pick one that makes me laugh. Cliff Rogers, thank you for subscribing, buddy. See that Stream Elements bot? That's pretty cool. I like that. Ring of ringing. Oh my gosh. A ring of ringing? What? All right, what does this ring do? That might be it. I don't know. Ring of? What does this thing do? I think my eyes are getting dry. I'm going to throw some contact solution in. So, get these guys wet up. There we go. Whew. My eyes are all drying out here. Get some drops going in. All right, ring of what? Ring of what? Ring of flatulence? What does that do? Help you fly? Ring of seduction, ring of reflection. It can seduce somebody. Ring of the Bath. It's an invisible middle finger. Okay. X-ray vision. I think doesn't Ring of X-ray vision already exist? I'm pretty sure that it already exists. Ring of chasing. Ring. It makes the person fall in love with them. Ooh. That's interesting. I like that one. Let's do that. Let's do that one. Ring. Okay, so this is what we're gonna do, guys. It's going to be a ring. It's gonna be two rings, two pairs of rings. One of them. So like, okay, so I got two rings, right? So like, basically, I will put one of them on, and then once I'm attuned to this, right? And then if somebody else puts this one on, it causes that person to fall in love with me. All right, that's the idea behind this magic item. So, we need to think about a name for this. What would we call this? A ring of what? Ring of love? Ring of love sounds really, it sounds like a dumb idea I'd make up. something better maybe? A ring of love. I don't know. What do you got? An engagement ring. Ring of gravity attraction, engagement ring, ring of lovers. It could just be a ring of lovers. Dun 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 dun. A ring of mind stone, ring of romance. Oh, I like that one. I like ring of romance. Ring of bonding. Ring of instant engagement, ring of romance. I think ring of romance, ring of engagement. Ring of romance simply because they both start with an R, and so it has that little ring to it. Ring of romance. All right, so this is clearly a ring. I don't know what the rarity is going to be. I have no idea what the rarity will be. It will definitely require attunement. I feel like this one should require attunement. Now, all right. This is a pair of rings. The attuned user wears one of them, and then whoever puts on the other falls in love with the attuned user. Now, that's all great to say that. However, we need like actual game like rules and statistics. You know what I mean? So what would the rules be? What does this? So okay, so somebody fell in love with me. That's great. But like in game, what does that allow me to do? Does it give me advantage on persuasion checks? Does it you know what I mean? The person, maybe it's kind of like when someone is charmed, where they regard you as a friend or something like that. So what could this thing do? I like the idea. Yeah. Smash Bros says advantage on charisma checks on the other wearer. I like that idea. I like that idea. The ring confers the following benefits. The user has advantage on charisma checks against the other wearer. Okay, I like that one. It would be more than friendly, I agree. The person is in love with you, so they would regard you as more than a ring of adoration. That's a good name. They would regard you as more than just a friend. Ooh, it could act as a dominate person. That's a pretty cool. I like that. Share inventory. Share the wealth between. I don't know about that. That seems like I know if I gave my players a ring that allowed them to like get somebody to share their wealth with them, I know exactly what they would be doing with that. Which might be fun and interesting. But just saying. I think that you can probably cast Dominate Person once per day or something like that. What about that? If you can cast Dominate Person. We'll say that. The user can cast Dominate Person once. What if we do this? What if they can cast Dominate Person once, but once they do it, the spell ends and the person can take it off. So it's like a one-time deal. They can use that once, and when they do, it's over. And I see some people saying stuff about sharing hit points and sharing life. I think that's a good idea. Let's get to that in a second. Okay. There, share hit points. We'll get that fleshed out. The user can dominate person once on the other wearer with a DC. What's the saving throw for that? I want to say 14 with the DC 14 saving throw. Once the spell wears off, the ring ceases to function for that wearer. Something like that. Basically, once you use a Dominate Person, that wearer, once that spell wears off, he knows that, like, okay, you were clearly doing magic on me, so I'm getting this ring off, and I'm done with you. So, all right, what other ideas? Okay, share hit points. That's not a bad idea. So, how would that work? So let's say that I have the ring on with somebody else, and I'm the attuned user. If I take damage, that damage transfers to the other person. If that person takes damage, it transfers to me. Ooh, that's not a bad... that might work. That might work. So, like, that's kind of like almost a negative. It could be a negative aspect of it. If the other person that you made fall in love with you is taking damage, then it's being transferred to you. So it could be like that. Or, yeah, you could do that. You divide the damage between the two wearers. Oh, that's true. Okay. That's a good idea, too. The two wearers share hit points. Any damage one takes is divided by 2 and split evenly between them. Between both wearers. There we go. Okay, that's a good idea. I like that. I feel like we can do maybe one more thing to this ring, and then we're gonna move on. Maybe one more thing for this ring. All right. Well, we can just say they share damage, but that doesn't exactly specify how that works out. So I like to be clear and spell it out exactly. Telepathy. I see a whole bunch of people saying telepathy and share thoughts. Is telepathy... So they share each other's thoughts. Okay. They share... Or would it be, you know what? Does the other person, do they both share each other's thoughts, or is it just or is it the attuned user can read the thoughts of the other person? Because kind of what I'm kind of imagining that, the attuned user, if I give this to my player, if I give this to one of my players, they're not actually going to want to use this with, like, somebody that they actually care about. They're probably going to want to use this with, like, an enemy or an NPC that they're trying to get something from, and they're going to use this to gain, like, an advantage to help them accomplish some sort of goal. And so I almost want to say that it allows... Cats are killing each other down here. It allows them to read the thoughts of the other person. But isn't there's like a read thoughts spell or thought mind? What is that? Read thoughts? Is that the name of that spell? I think there's a spell called read thoughts or something like that. Maybe you would do something like that. You have evil PCs. I don't have, my PCs aren't evil. I just know that, like, if they got an item like this, they would think about how can I use this to accomplish our missions and goals. You know what I mean? We'll just say the attuned user can cast, is it read thoughts? I think it's read thoughts. I think that's the name of the spell. Is that the name of the spell? On the other wearer, we'll just say once per day. That's probably not too bad. Patrick, what up? Good evening. Look at telepathy for Great Old One Warlock. Detect thoughts. It's detect thoughts? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Detect thoughts. There we go. Lots of good ideas there. Let's have fun and roleplay type magic item. Yeah, it could be. Ooh, that's interesting. Does the person hate the user afterward or not notice? Ah. Interesting. I don't know. What do you guys think? Should once this ends, should the other user know that? I think the person would know. I think that they would notice. They would definitely notice because their feelings would change all of a sudden. They'd be like in love, and then they wouldn't be in love. Yeah. When this effect ends on the other wearer, they are aware that magic was used on them. Yeah, they're aware of it. They're definitely aware of it. Oh, they know each other's location? Oh, okay. We could say that. My cat's like messing with one of my gel lights. So we could say both wearers know each other's location. Okay, I think that's enough. I think we have enough things on this ring. This became so charisma effects, dominate person, you share hit points, you can cast detect thoughts once per day, you know each other's location. I kind of feel like that is a lot of stuff to put on a magic item. So that ring is OP. I think it's OP too. I totally think it's OP. This is like we just created a legendary item. Totally legendary item. This thing is crazy. Wow. We have once per day. They can do detect thoughts. They can cast dominate person. Advantage on charisma checks. Sharing hit points. I almost feel like something's got to be pulled off from this thing. This is legendary as crap. Oh well, we'll just leave it. Legendary. And then we will say, we're going to put a big thing here. Note. This ring is probably very OP. We suggest you remove 1 to 2 of the effects listed above. I don't want to, like, I don't know if I want to take something off. Should we take something off? Yeah, the tactical tokens are awesome, dude. I love those tactical tokens. He's checking out the tactical tokens site. This is like where is that? That's what these things look like. These tactical tokens, and they are really, really stinking sweet. So, yeah, I agree with you on that front, buddy. They hate you for a day. That's a good idea, Jason. That's a great idea. They're able to choose 2 of the abilities when they attune to it. I like that idea. The ring. So yeah, let's do that. When the user attunes to the ring, they can choose 2 of the following benefits. I love it. That is the solution. That's the solution for keeping this ring not quite OP, but also giving the players choices for the magic item. I like that. That's a great idea, dude. Good call. All right, cool. So I think we're done with that magic item. That's probably pretty good. We should probably move on to a different magic item. I feel like that one has probably run its course. So let's go to another magic item. What are we going to do now? What magic item are we going to create now? So we've done a weapon, we've done a ring, we've done a wondrous item. What about something like an armor or a special potion or maybe like a wand or a staff or something? A shovel, a book, a mug of endless ale, or a mug of endless coffee, a book of summoning fey creatures. Oh, summons, no! A DM's worst nightmare, summons. All right, what was I gonna do? Oh yeah, we need to get some music going on. My album ran out, so let's see. I think some people were wanting like some rock and roll or something like that. So let's see if we had some rock and roll. Rock. Where's rock? It starts with an R. There it is. Rock. Let's see what we got. Rock out. Guitar grooves. Rock sounds. Let's go with rock out. Let's see what that is. That's not bad. That's pretty good. Freebird. All right, cool. We got the music going. Potion, foxtrot, address, a book. I see lots of books, and I saw somebody earlier too that was I saw some books before. Dunk dunk dunk. Roll for it. I could roll for it. All right. I see lots of people saying, well, that might be the same person saying book though. I'm gonna roll a d20 and we're gonna see what we get for the book. Well, for the book, what we get for the book. That's awesome. All right, I got a 5. Here we go. We have a wand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A dime. Okay. It's a coin. A coin, guys. Our magic item is a coin. What does the coin do? What does the coin do, ladies and gentlemen? Well, this would definitely make it a wondrous item. And we don't know what the rarity is. Rarity. Coin of luck. It always lands on the heads. You flip it. When you flip it, one side gives you luck. It duplicates. Nope, the coin does not duplicate. Sorry, it's not going to be a chicken that lays eggs type of thing to make everybody rich. It forces 2 parties to honor a wager. That's interesting. You attune to it and use to purchase something. It will come back to you in 1 hour. That is a cool idea. I like that. That's pretty cool. It kills you. Okay. A coin of speaking other languages. Oh, that's it. A coin of luck manipulation. Once a day, they can flip the die, calling heads or tails. If they get the call correctly, they grant something similar to a wish spell. Okay, not a wish spell. That's. I like the idea though, but not a wish spell. Maybe you flip it for an attack roll. It lands on a head. That's what I like. Let's just call it a coin of luck. We're gonna go with that idea. Basically, this is kind of a simple magic item, which is okay. We don't have to spend a half an hour creating every magic item that we come up with here. So this magical coin can grant the user luck, favor or disfavor. Let's say favor or disfavor on one on a D20 roll. So basically, if before rolling, let's say before rolling the die, the user flips the coin. Heads, so we'll say if heads shows, they have advantage on the next D20 roll they make. If tails shows, they have disadvantage on the next D20 roll they make. There you go. Okay, is there any limitation? Is there any limitation? Okay. So we'll say the coin on one side of the coin is a smiling, happy face. The other side has a sneering face. Awesome. Any limitations for this? Once per day, once a day? Yeah. Brada says it has its own drawbacks, so I don't think it needs limitations. I think you're right, dude. I think that it balances itself out. Because you have a 50-50 chance. You're going to either get advantage or disadvantage, you know? I almost feel like it probably doesn't need like a usage thing because it balances itself out. Yeah. Oh, okay. So the Fin Rainbow says it can be used right before a roll. That way the advantage or disadvantage can't be held. I like that. I kind of like that idea. Before rolling the die, the user flips the coin. After, we need to make a thing that says after flipping the coin, the user must make the die roll or perform the action they were intending to perform. And the reason I'm putting that in there, you guys, is I can see a player flipping it, getting disadvantage, and then saying, "Oh, never mind, I'm not going to do it anymore." You know what I mean? So, and we will say the advantage, disadvantage cannot be banked for a future die roll. There we go. There we go. Those are some wording choices to make sure that we don't get abuse of some sort, I suppose. So, all right, that's pretty cool. What's the rarity on that? What do you guys think the rarity is? Pooks is trying to summon a Tarask. Yes, that definitely would qualify as trying to kill his party. As a bonus action. Oh, that's interesting. Oh, yeah, that's right. As a bonus action, before rolling the die, there we go. So it takes a bonus action. Uncommon. It's not common. It's definitely not common. It's definitely at least uncommon or rare. This is one of those things, because it balances itself out, half of the time it's going to be good for you, half the time it's going to be bad for you. This almost feels like it's not quite as powerful. I'm leaning toward uncommon. I could be convinced otherwise. If you eat it, you explode. No, you just poop it out, like, in a couple days. I think it might be uncommon. It's either uncommon or rare. I'm not sure which one. Ultimately, deciding rarity is kind of like an estimate anyway, so I'm not super concerned about it. So, and it balances itself out, so I think we're good with that. All right, let's move on to And attunement, I don't think it requires attunement. It's not, I don't think it's powerful enough to require attunement. All right, another magic item. Woo! Robert says, but do you poop it out heads or tails? Dude, so that's crazy. If it comes out heads, then you have permanent advantage on all your rolls. And if it comes out tails, then you have permanent disadvantage on all your rolls. So don't eat the coin. It's very, very risky to eat that coin. Now we have people saying a book. A mouse. A magical mouse. I need more coffee. Alright, we need to get another magic item going on. So let's brainstorm some ideas for magic items that we can do. And alright, folks, I'm going to plug a couple things here. Our Discord. We have a Discord. If you all are interested in that sort of thing, there is a link in the description to our Discord. Feel free to check that out. Basically, it's a bunch of I think most of us are dungeon masters, but we basically are there to help each other, advice, ideas, questions, blah, 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 whatever. So feel free to join us. There's lots of veteran dungeon masters there, new dungeon masters. Everybody's welcome. It's a really cool community of dungeon masters help each other out. So Discord link in the description. So there you go. And what else we got going on? We're brainstorming here. I see a head, a mask, a sensor, magical coffee, a never-ending coffee. All right, cool. Barker Boy joined the Discord. Awesome. Ravishing rat, a tiny Tarrasque statue that summons a Tarrasque. Pooks, dude, you just want something that summons a Tarrasque. Belts. Ooh, that's right. Belts. Okay. I feel like we have to do a book too. Somebody kept on like saying stuff about a book. I mean, we could do a helm that flips your alignment. I think you just have a table on it that just you roll on it and it would change your alignment or something. Okay, a belt. What kind of belt, guys? We're gonna make a belt. Let's make a belt and then let's make a book. A belt, then a book. Okay? A book of belts. Good job, Corey. Oh, I should go back to my desktop so you all can see what I'm writing here. A book. What does the book do? I'm gonna get some more coffee while you guys are brainstorming what the book does. No, not the book. Not the book. We're doing the belt first. We're doing the belt first. So, what does the belt do? I psyched you out. I'll be right back. All right, a belt. A belt. Whoa, I just bumped my microphone. Be careful. It's a normal belt. A belt of sleep, a belt of levitation, interesting. A belt of imperfect fitting. It always squeezes too tight. That's actually a cool quirk. This belt never fits the wearer quite right and squeezes them uncomfortably about the waist. There. It's more just for flavor, but that's a cool idea. A belt that can turn into a whip. It does thorn whip. A belt of holding. A belt of chastity. All right, I'm going to roll a die. We're going to roll a die. We're going to roll a D12 and a D10. I'm going to add them together because let's make things complicated. And then I'm going to pick whichever one up the stream I get to. 15. Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. A belt that holds your magic books. Okay. How are we going to do that? A belt that holds your magic books? Does that work? It's like a belt of holding, right? Let's call it a belt of carrying. So what I'm thinking is it can hold, so maybe it functions like extra dimensional storage or something. A belt of speed, a belt of monster keeping, a belt of the chef, a belt of acid. Man, a belt of losing weight. Oh man, you'd have some money if you could make a belt of losing weight. Money, man. A bag of holding in belt form. Yeah, that seems unimaginative. If we just call it like, oh, it's a bag of holding, only it's in the form of a belt. I want to do something a little more unique than that. You know what I mean? A belt of book bearing. Belt of book bearing. A belt of magic storage. Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of not like, I don't know that that's going to be super interesting. Like, you know, I don't know. Are they really going to, how could we make that interesting? You know? It lets you carry more stuff. Yeah, I think it's a belt of carrying. So what can it do? It's gonna be a wondrous item. I don't know. I'm not too excited about this one, guys. For some reason, I think we had like some really cool ideas, and then this one is not doing it for me. It'd be a wondrous item. What can we do to make this thing more interesting? You know, that's my question. Rarity. Yeah, it's just a mundane. It's like you know, it's so mundane. I want something cool. A belt of demons. A belt, it holds up your pants. Oh, a belt that holds spells. Yeah, it can be like a spell storing thing. But then we're really just taking a wand or a ring of spell storing and turning it into a belt of spell storing, you know? Ooh, it increases your size. It writes novels. It can be used as a whip. You can carry anything the belt fits around. Now that is an idea. That's actually an idea. Okay. Or it could be a rope of carrying. Right? Okay, we're gonna say it's gonna be that's what it's gonna be. We'll say this belt fits around a, we'll say, small to large creature or object. And what if it just reduces that object's weight to like feather light? A rope does sound more interesting. I think we might be turning this into a rope. Sorry. I think we just turned our belt into a rope. So we're going to say this rope, this 50-foot rope, I think that could fit around like probably fits around a small to huge creature or object and reduces its weight to 5 pounds. What about that? That you could put that around like a huge statue. You could put that around like a boat or something, and then it becomes 5 pounds, and you know your mage hand could carry it or something. Yeah, I mean, a belt is kind of like a rope. Yeah. All right. How about that? What if it shrinks it? Ooh. Oh, that's an interesting idea too. What if it shrinks it one size smaller? That's not a bad idea too. A lasso of carrying. All right. It fits around smaller and reduces its weight to 5. Decreases its size by 1 category and reduces its weight to 5 pounds. There we go. That's pretty simple. That's pretty simple. I don't know if there's anything else that it would do. I mean, I think what if you put it around like a giant or something and he tries to break it? We probably need to have like armor class and hit points for the belt, just in case like a creature tries to break out of it. Ooh, it levitates the creature or objects for 30 feet. Ooh, it can levitate it. Interesting. It instantly hangs the target. Yeah. Make it 100 feet. I think 50 feet will fit around. No, you're right. If it's going to go around a huge thing, it probably needs to be like about 100 feet. Rune Feather the Odd, thanks for subscribing, buddy. This 100-foot rope fits around a small blah, 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 blah. We're going to... Okay. The rope's armor class is... Rope usually has an armor class of 10, I believe. The rope's armor class is 10. And it has... How many hit points does rope normally? I think a rope has about 20 hit points. I think. Don't quote me on that, though. 20 hit points. I'm just throwing numbers out there. It has 20 hit points and is immune to bludgeoning damage. Because I'm pretty sure you can't beat through a rope. That's just my guess on that right there. All right. Oh, it's magical. Yeah. And you could, I mean, you could give it 15 hit points. 15 hit points is going to get, I mean, the armor class, you can make the armor class 15, which is almost as easy to hit as 10 for most things. I don't know. It depends, but that's not too bad. I'm okay with that. And we could also say that a creature restrained by the rope can break free with a DC 15 athletics or acrobatics check. There we go. Gives them a couple different ways. You can either cut through it, or you can just use your strength or your dexterity to kind of get out of it. It's immune to bludgeoning and piercing. Yeah, I think you're right. I think it would be immune to bludgeoning and piercing damage. That makes sense. I wonder if normal ropes are immune to piercing damage, if that's a thing. What happened to the cat? Well, I don't know. They're not dead. They're definitely trying to kill each other, though. That's pretty normal down in my basement here. My cats usually are trying to kill each other, so that's nothing extraordinary there. A book of cat summoning. He sat on it. I did not sit on my cat, dude. I have never... Let me make sure this is a true statement. I have never sat on one of my cats before. I think I've stepped on a cat before, like a tail or something like that, but never sat on a cat. Well, that's a good idea. We gotta make it an action or something. It requires an action to secure the rope around a... We're going to say incapacitated creature or object, or unattended object. Because if it just requires a action to put this around a giant, right, then that's a problem. So I think we're going to specify incapacitated creature. Okay, I like it. Can you dislodge pillars with this item? I can foresee PCs destroying buildings. Yeah, they probably could. That would be one of those, like, you know, You give a magic item to a party, and you never know what they're going to do with it. I have seen some like magic items that I thought were just kind of crummy put to really good use in my games, and so that's the whole, you know, your imagination thing can take you anywhere in the game. So I like that. Okay, we need to. Cameron stepped on a cat once. Oh, I hope he was okay. Hope he was okay. Cats are so adorable. We could just do a whole live stream looking at cat pics. No, not really. I'd have like 2 people in the live stream looking at cat pics. All right, I think we have worked ourselves out on this rope of carrying. So we're gonna call it a day on this rope. And holy crap, somebody wants us. Oh, the rarity. We need to make the rarity. What would the rarity be? Just kind of a gut check on the rarity. It's definitely more than uncommon. I feel like it's at least rare, right? It's at least rare, I feel. Don't you think? I'm thinking rare. Just because I'm pretty sure that players could come up with lots of really cool, creative, interesting things to do with this that we can't possibly anticipate. So we're gonna call it rare. A mountain climb. Make that mountain a little bit smaller. Nice. All right, we're gonna create a book because somebody has been bugging the crap out of us to create a book. So we need to make a book, and this will be magic item number 6, and it's gonna be a book. So we need to know what this book does. Something fun and interesting. I'm not gonna roll on it. I'm gonna pick an idea that I think is the most interesting and fun. Book of Madness. Ooh. Learn an exotic language. Robe. It's a book. Summon Celestials. A book of a devil contract. Ooh, that sounds interesting. That sounds interesting, Pooks. A book of a devil contract. I wonder what we could do with that. A death note. A tomb of many things, or tome of many things. So, Coldest Danter says, how does rarity affect the player's ability to obtain? Well, I mean, the basic deal with rarity is if we go take a look at our Dungeon Master Guide, what it's going to tell us is the rarity basically determines, well, will you guys knock it off? The rarity determines the power of the item, and it's a rough guideline to the level of character, at what level your character might get that item. And so that's, and there's a gold piece value attached to it as well, if you need to use that for anything. So, D. Roach, thank you for subscribing, buddy. I almost called you Dr. Roach. I saw a D. Roach, and I was like, Dr. Roach. That would be a pretty cool name, Dr. Roach. I want that name. I'm gonna change my channel. We're no longer the DM Lair. We're gonna be Dr. Roach. That sounds cool. If I make another channel someday, it's gonna be the Dr. Roach channel. I don't know why I'm harping on that name. It's just pretty cool. All right. Bind creatures' souls to the book to control another creature of that species. Book of Belligerent Casting. Lets you cast spells you don't know, but it's treated as wild magic. That's interesting. When you write someone's full name and have their face in mind, you can choose how and when they die. Yeah, that's rough. That's like super powerful. Your big bad of your campaign? Dead! Game over, ladies and gentlemen. Curse of Strahd? Not anymore. Book of Smithing allows the character to make a common martial weapon. Okay. Book of Madness. Ooh, Nope Johnson, thank you for subscribing, buddy. Appreciate it. Cats killing each other. Y'all catch that? I'm sorry. We're gonna just pause the live stream to listen to the cats killing each other. I almost want to pick the camera up and just like point it at them. You can get this on camera. They're just playing. They're just horse playing around. They're not actually killing each other. All right. Book of lost items. You think of a lost item and the book will tell you a general location of the object. Selling your soul. Animal control. Ooh, animal control. Book of slime. Are they still over there? They're still over there. Goofing around. Book. Alright. A soul contract. We're going to do something with a demon and a soul contract. That's what we're doing. A demon and a soul contract. I like that idea. I'm sorry. I really want to just take the camera. Take the camera over there to the cats. We're gonna have like a cat fight stream tonight. Alright, so a book of some sort of like soul contract or devil contract where you can like sell your soul to a devil and you get some sort of benefits or something from it. So we need to figure out what those benefits would do. It's not that I didn't like the idea of the Book of Amnesia, it's that there are lots of good ideas and I can only pick one of them. And so that's all I can do. I can pick one thing. Alright, soul contracts. Book of soul contracts. What if the devil sells their soul to you? Cameron says that if we bet on the cats, I think that's an illegal cat fight. Yeah, you can't bet on them. I think it was Squirty Pie and Guapo that were fighting. So, what do you guys think? Whose money is on Guapo? For the record, all of the crying that you heard was Squirty Pie. Guapo was not the one doing all the crying. So my money goes on Guapo. All right, what does this book do? Let's go over here. I'm getting distracted. Book of soul selling? I don't know. What's the name of this book? That's a horrible name. Surely one of you can come up with a better name. Thanks, Cameron, for the $1. Appreciate that, buddy. Surely we have a better name for that. And what does the book allow you to do? It's definitely a wondrous item. Did you guys see that? She just climbed up the bookcase to get away from Guapo. That's awesome. Why don't you stay up there? She's lying down up there. I don't know if you guys can all see her, but she is like, hold on a second. Stand by. You can't see her very well, but she's like right up there on top of the bookcase. She is hanging out there now because she just got her butt kicked by Guapo. Oh, now my camera got messed up. There we go. That's about where I had it. All right. All right, what does this Book of Soul Stealing do? I haven't been reading. I'll have to go down and read what ideas you guys all had. All right. When you use the book, you summon a goblin demon warlord to aid you in battle. Payment is made later. Book of Ritual Sacrifice. You slay a cat and send its soul to serve your patron and reduce the ritual casting of a spell down to the original casting time plus 2 minutes of 10. Except that I'm not going to make a magic item where you're killing cats because I love cats. That's the only caveat, the only problem with that idea. Ooh, oh, Joe, that's a pretty cool idea. he says, when you use the book for the first time, you have to fight a demon. And if you win, you get the demon's soul to command. But if it wins, it gets your soul. That's a really interesting idea. Can you pick the demon? Oh. That's interesting. The demon will like, huh. I like that idea. Doomia! Thank you for the $1.99 super chat. Exhaustion for crit chance reduction by 1 up to 5. I'm not sure what you mean by that. What does that mean? You have to clarify what you're trying to tell me. Dale Stump is given $1.99 for the money for the cat. That's awesome. It's $1.99 for Squirty Pie to help her feel better for having got her butt kicked. She had to like flee up to the top of the bookcase to get away from Guapo. That's awesome. You can take an action to steal one monster's ability for 1 hour. Oh, that's interesting. That's interesting. I like that. The book takes the souls of what you kill. At 100 souls, you summon a demon to fight. That's interesting. You have a play game. I kind of like that idea. I like the idea that after you kill something, it should actually be a book of soul stealing. A book of soul stealing. So I kind of think what I'm actually thinking now is when you kill something, you can use an action within a minute of killing something. You can use an action to steal that creature's ability, and maybe it stays with you for a certain amount of time. So let's go with that as one of the things that it does. I like the idea too. Obviously, lots of good ideas, and I can only pick one of them. So I think the first magical effect is going to be that we'll say within 1 minute of killing a creature, the wielder, the user, can use an action to steal that creature's soul. We'll say temporarily. To temporarily steal that creature's soul. For the next hour, the user gains 1 ability from the slain creature. And then there should probably be a usage limit on this. Like, how frequently could this be used? How frequently could this be used? A tome of instant death. Yeah. How frequently? Once per encounter is probably, I think, 3 times per day. I mean, you'd have more than 3 encounters in one day, but if we don't want to say once per encounter necessarily, because then you would basically always have some sort of special ability going on if you're in a dungeon delve situation. I think 3 charges per day makes sense. This property can be used 3 times a day. There we go. Once we're done making this book of soul stealing, we're gonna do our giveaway as well. We're gonna get that guy going. So if you have not signed up for the giveaway yet, but I want to make sure I give you guys an opportunity to sign up for our giveaway. So in case you're new to the stream and didn't hear all that junk at the very beginning, what we're giving away today are some tactical tokens from tacticaltokens.com. And these things are really awesome. You basically use them in place of miniatures. They're super portable. They're super high quality. They got cool pictures on them. And you're going to win 20 of these. We're going to have 1 winner. You will win 20 of these bad boys. There is a link in the description where you can sign up for this giveaway. And if you don't win, you can also just go buy some and get 10% off with the promo code TheDMLair. So the password that you need, however, if you want to enter the giveaway, where is this thing? What did I make the password? The password is Stormtrooper. there you go. So click the link down in the description, enter in the password Stormtrooper to be eligible to win the giveaway. And then there are some other actions that you can perform as well in order to get more chances of winning. It looks like our Carnivore won a t-shirt. Okay, cool. Awesome. He says that Luke is the bomb. Thanks, buddy. Appreciate that. Yeah, what did you get for that t-shirt, dude? By the way, the t-shirt was from Gorilla Tees. And if you guys want to, so this shirt right here is from Gorilla Tees as well. A lot of the shirts, almost all of the shirts that I wear in my videos are from Gorilla Tees. There are some shirts that I have that are from conventions that I go to, but all of the other ones are from Gorilla Tees. And there's a link in the description of those guys as well. You can get 15% off their t-shirts with the DM Lair code as well. And the cool thing about Gorilla Tees, one of the cool things about them, is their shirts are already like $15, which is like so super affordable compared to other places where I've seen like D&D shirts. They have Star Wars shirts, they have like disc golf shirts, they have lots of like comedy shirts and stuff like that. So feel free to check those guys out as well. This is just turning into one big huge long plug for junk. It's not junk, it's good stuff. But anyway, all right. So there you go. You guys have had a chance to enter the giveaway, and we're gonna pull the winner of that giveaway as soon as we finish this book. So there we go. I get mine on Amazon. Ooh, t-shirts on Amazon. Okay, cool. Bob. All right, what are we doing? We're finishing the book. Oh yeah, I got a bunch of stickers from them as well. They sent me a bunch of stickers in the box. They sent me some shirts and stuff to sample, and they sent me a bunch of stickers as well. All right, so you guys all should have signed up for the giveaway now. Let's continue with our Book of Soul Stealing. I think we wanted to have a thing where it would summon a demon, where you could summon a demon, and if you can defeat the demon in one-on-one combat, it needs to be one-on-one, like you versus the demon, then you gain the ability to summon that demon one time, and he will assist you in combat, right? I think that's what we... Legendary actions can resist or nah. Resist what? Does the book affect legendary actions? I'm not sure what that question is. You don't have... Oh, I got you. Oh, so if you kill the creature, gains one ability. Yeah, okay, I got you. I understand the question now. The Artistry Forge, thank you for subscribing, buddy. Appreciate it. For the next hour, the user gains one ability. Gains one ability from the slain creature. This ability can include special attacks, legendary actions, etc. I think it could be anything, so this could be pretty cool. If you kill a dragon, for the next hour, you can breathe dragon breath if you want to. So I think that's pretty cool. You just gotta kill. You have to kill a powerful enough creature to make that happen. So there you go. The death card. All right, let's do this. We'll say once per day, the user can summon a demon of their choice. So any demon can summon any demon of their choice. If the user can defeat, no, we'll say can reduce the demon to 0 hit points in one-on-one combat. They temporarily steal the demon's soul, which is absorbed into the book. There we go. The user can then summon the demon once to fight on their side. A demon thus summoned is friendly toward the user and obeys their verbal commands. There. That's probably specific enough. So basically, the user can summon any demon they want. And I think that's cool because that way they can basically say, okay, do I want to make it a weaker demon that I'm sure that I can defeat? But then I only get to summon a weak demon? Or do I pick something crazy like a Merilith, right? And then if I can defeat a Merilith in one-on-one combat, then I get to summon a Merilith. And so I think I'm all blurry. Sorry. I don't look blurry to myself. There we go. Should there be a CR cap? That's strong. Well, it's one-on-one combat. It's one-on-one combat. So if you have a level 18 fighter and he wants to go one-on-one against a Merilith, then he's welcome to do so. Ooh, that's interesting. I don't think there should be a CR limit. Yeah, that's true. If you're YouTube will automatically lower the resolution of the stream to make sure it keeps on going if there are any problems. It could be problems on my end or it could be problems on your end. Joshua says, if a player dies while holding the book, can another player take their soul and gain a class ability temporarily? That's funny, dude. That'd be pretty cool too, man. gain like a temporary class ability. Yeah, I wonder. Okay, so let's say if the user loses against the demon temporarily steals the that could be crazy. Temporarily steals the user's soul. The user is immediately teleported away to the abyss. That's where demons come from. To the abyss for 1 day that they spend in servitude to the demon. I don't know, maybe something like that. So if you lose against that demon, whoop, you're out of the game. That kind of sucks, but you're in the abyss. You're in the abyss for a day. I don't know. And then you come back and you got the book and you're like, whoops, next time I should fight a less powerful demon. Does that seem too much? I don't know. It makes things interesting, and it makes the consequences of failure much worse as well. And we should also say if any other creature assists the user in any way in the fight, the user is considered to have lost against the demon. Because I can definitely see a one-on-one fight, and then, somebody is like, oh, I'm going to help him, And so, there we go. Let's fight a demon ward. Finally, a reason to cast Summon Greater Demon. I mean, you don't have to cast the Summon Greater Demon. You can just, the book will allow you to summon the demon to fight him. So. A Quasit. I don't know. What can a Quasit do? Does the demon summon already hostile? So Fernando says the item is utterly broken. Well, I think one of the things that all dungeon masters learn very quickly is that many homebrew items are utterly broken. And far be it from us to break from the time-honored tradition of creating utterly broken homebrew magic items, because that is kind of what folks do. But you're all welcome to modify it as you see fit to use in your own games, obviously. So I think that's pretty good. I think we're going to... Is that good enough for this book? Did we overlook anything? Rarity. We didn't do rarity. This feels legendary. I don't know. This just feels legendary to me. You can gain abilities from a creature. If you defeat a tough enough demon, you're going to be able to summon that demon. So that definitely feels like a legendary thing for me. So, all right, there we go. We have our book done. We created 6 magic items. I definitely think that if I'm looking all of these over, I think my favorite one from tonight, you guys, is our Club of Clubbing. I think that one definitely takes it right there. So, all right, I think what we're going to do is if you guys got questions about stuff, dungeon mastering or something, I'm going to open this up to just general questions. It can be about anything. I'll answer questions and whatnot. And we're going to do that until nobody has any questions. Now, caveat to this, the last time I did a Q&A live stream, we had crap tons of questions. So if that turns out to be the case, then I'll answer the ones that I can. And if you send super chat questions, then obviously your super chat questions will get priority on this. So that's how the question and answer works. So go ahead. And how often do I go live? I go live usually every 2 weeks. It's usually on a Friday night. So has someone ever walked in on you practicing a voice? Yeah, I'm sure they have. I sometimes I practice my voices in the bathroom and stuff like that. So, Chris Lemon, how you doing? I'm doing great. I'm gonna put some music on. That's the first thing I'm gonna do right now. We're gonna find some new music while you guys are throwing questions my way, and then we're gonna answer some questions. What kind of category of music should we listen to? Funk. What about funk? What does funk sound like? I don't know. Disco through the ages, electro funk. What is electro funk? The stream has been on for about 2 hours now. There we go. We're gonna do electro funk. All right, there we go. All right, I have to run to the bathroom real quick, guys. It's been 2 hours of coffee, if you get my meaning. So I'll be back in a few seconds. Feel free to throw a bunch of questions in here, and when I get back, I will answer questions. There you go. All right, we're back. Whew. Everybody hide. Everybody hide. All right, what do we got going on? I'm looking for questions. If nobody has questions, then we're going to end the stream. That's how we do this. A magical bola. Yeah, you could do a magical bola. Have you ever... Oh, by the way, you guys, if you're asking questions, can you put all caps question, okay? so that I can see that you have a question. I need all caps question. Otherwise, I will probably miss that you have a question. What is your favorite food? I shouldn't have to think about this, should I? Probably hamburgers and French fries. I don't know. Simple guy. What's the best sort of microphone to use for creating YouTube videos? So I can tell you what, I'll tell you what I use. It works really well for me. Where's that thing? I don't have a picture of it. It doesn't have, here we go. What I use is a Shure VP83. It's just a shotgun microphone. If you can see that guy right there. It just goes in the top of my camera. I'm not going to dig it out, but it's a Shure VP83 microphone is the best one. I mean, it's not the best one. It's not the best one, but I'll pull this up for you so you can see it. Shure VP83 lens hopper. There we go. This is the one I use for my videos, and it gets pretty dang good audio. You can get this on Amazon, right? It gets pretty good audio. Let me find this on Amazon for you. Shure VP83. There we go. This is the one I have. I like it. I like it a lot. And then, do I get a little thingy there? Woo! Woo! I'm gonna put a link to it down here so you can find it. You can do a search for it as well. Who cares? But that's the one I use. So I would recommend it. It's $200 and it works really, really well. Just make sure, the thing is you have to make sure that your camera can take a microphone input. There are some, so this is just a 3.5 millimeter audio jack. There are some, if you have a DSLR, there are some DSLRs that don't have this jack, I think. So you have to make sure that your camera, I'm assuming you're using a DSLR because those are the best cameras for video, in my opinion. Like the little prosumer camcorders and stuff are horrible for video. The picture quality is horrible. The image sensor is small. So yeah, I wouldn't go there. Anyway, that's what I use. It's pretty legit. I like it. All right, more questions. Whew, here's a bunch of questions. Does Tactical Tokens do custom characters? Mike, I think they do. I am pretty sure that if you send them an image file, they can do custom characters. And because here's the thing, I'm going to show you the picture. He created these little tokens for me. They have my dungeons, my dragon head, and my logo on them. And he also created some images of like himself, like his own self. So you could probably send him a picture or an image, and he can probably do a custom character for you. I don't know what the cost of something like that is, but I know he has the ability to do that. So I would contact them. TacticalTokens.com, there should be like an email or something to be able to contact them, but I'm pretty sure they can do it. What is 2 + 2? I don't know. It's too late for math, buddy. Have you killed a player for personal reasons? I don't think so. A player? No, I have never killed a player. You almost got me. You almost got me. I've killed lots of PCs though. Never for personal reasons. No. I even had players that I didn't like. Nobody currently in my games, but I've never killed their player. I've never killed their PCs because I didn't like the player or something. That's like childish in my opinion. So I try not to do things that are childish as much as possible. No promises though. What is your stance on allowing a monk to spend their key points to do multiple quivering palms in one turn? I mean, if there's no limitation on it, like what does it say? Oh, let's open up the book. And now a reading from the monk class. I mean, if it says that you can only, if it doesn't say that you have to, It specifically says, Quivering Palm says you can only have one creature under the effect of this feature at a time. So you can only do one Quivering Palm. You only have one creature under the effect. Now, I would say that if you... it says when you hit a creature with an unarmed strike, you can use Quivering Palm. So if you hit a creature and it makes it save and it's not affected, you could try to affect it on the second attack for another 3 key points. And then you could keep trying to do that as long as you have key points, but you can only have one creature under the effect at a time. I don't see anything in the text that tells you that you can only try to do Quivering Palm like once per turn or something like that. There's nothing in the text that I saw that would indicate that. So I think I'd be fine with that. So Ben says, what was the most tear-jerking death of any type of character you have narrated in a game? I don't think we've ever had a tear-jerking death in my games. I mean, we mostly, my players and I, we all approach the game as a game. It's a game, and characters die. So I don't know that we've ever been overly upset by it. Nothing comes to my mind. We've definitely had like characters that we liked a lot that have been, that have been in the game for a long time, and then when they're gone, it's like, oh, I miss that character. I think a long-standing character that died in one of my games kind of recently was Nigel the Bard, and so Nigel the Bard was an amazing character. So for so many different reasons. So I probably miss Nigel the most, we'll say. But he's not totally dead. His soul was stolen by a demon. There's actually, if you watch my video on my channel called Don't Taunt the DM, I tell the story of Nigel's soul being stolen by a demon. But the caveat to this is that his soul was retrieved by someone, and Nigel will come back as an NPC in the game to haunt the players, let us say. So there you go. That's all I got to say about that. Hopefully my players are not listening to this. All right, more questions. What was your favorite player you made? My favorite player I made? Or my favorite character? I love rogues, if that's your question. I love rogues. My favorite Nat 20 moment? I don't know. I don't remember. Nothing comes to my mind. Dun, dun, dun. Do your cats eat your D&D stuff? I'll tell you what my cats did do. They didn't eat my D&D stuff, but like I have like really cool stuff on my shelf, and I had a stinking dragon, like a really cool metal dragon that one of my players gave to me, and they knocked it off the shelf and broke it to pieces. And I'm planning on like super gluing it back together. I'm pretty sure I can glue it back together. I have it in a box, but oh my gosh, when I got home and saw that, I was not happy. That was a crazy sweet dragon. Oh, stupid cats. Now I have like all my D&D stuff kind of like squirreled away a little bit better where they can't. I think one of the cats fell off the top of the shelf onto the dragon because that thing was just broken to bits. It was like a cat bomb, a hair bomb, right on top of it. What is the coolest hit you've gotten on a monster? I don't know. I usually play the monsters. I am the monsters. I do play a little bit of Call of Cthulhu. I've started playing it at conventions, and I like it a lot. I have not run it at all, but I'm definitely playing it at all the opportunities I get. Do you know your lighting in the back is hecka rad? Thank you. I appreciate that. I just got this like last week and stuff set up. I can change the colors too. I have like a little remote control, and I can change colors and crap like that. So that's cool. How many dice do I own? Not that many. I have a big bag of them, you know. There's probably 100 dice in there or something. What do you recommend for playmats for games? For playmats for games, so if you guys want to know like what I recommend as far as like D&D stuff goes, there should be a link down in the description to my Amazon storefront, and I'm just gonna let me see if I can find my Amazon storefront for you. Stand by. Let me see if I can find this. Somewhere here. If you go to that link down the description to my Amazon storefront, I actually have a list set up here of the D&D products that I use and the mats that I use. I'm gonna put a link to this down in the chat just so you have that available for you. But the playmats that I use the most are these ones right here. These Pathfinder flip mats. These are very, very useful. They fold up into like an 8.5 by 11 sized thing. I've had mats where you roll them up, the big huge ones you roll up, and those are a pain in the butt to transport around. But these flip mats are really easy and convenient. I've been using these flip mats for 3 or 4 years, and they're still in good condition, erasing. They can do dry erase, wet erase, blah, 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 whatever. And these dungeon tiles right here. These dungeon tiles are really stinking sweet as well. I use a combination of these flip mats and these dungeon tiles. So those are the things that I use and I would recommend for your games. All right, what else we got going on? Have you ever been gnomed? I don't know. Maybe, maybe not. I'll look that up later. Uh-oh. Things are jumping around on me now. I need help not accidentally railroading. How are you accidentally railroading? How many minis is too many minis? There is no limit. Corey, so basically, every time I have a birthday or Christmas or anything like that, and my wife asks me, Luke, what do you want? I always tell her miniatures, and she always responds to me that she will only buy me more miniatures once I paint the miniatures that I already have. And I have far too many miniatures. That is years in the future. So I think the simple answer is you can never have too many minis. Trying to find some questions here. Do you like Tarrasque? I've never used the Tarrasque in my games. That's crazy, right? I definitely need to use the Tarrasque. I don't know if I like it or not. Dun, dun, dun. Okay, so Joshua's hooking me up on Discord. Let me go check that out. He says that he's putting all of the questions over on the Discord for me. So I'm going to go over into the patron. What lounge are you in, dude? Oh, I got you. You're sending me direct messages. Okay, cool. Thank you, buddy. I appreciate that. So Juan says, would you run an online game and can I join? Yes, absolutely, Juan. Let me tell you, with a caveat. So I have a Patreon page and all that good junk. There is a link to my Patreon down in the description. And one of the tiers, the Ancient Dragon tier, is me running D&D for you. And we have 3 players now in the Ancient Dragon tier. And once we get 5, we start playing D&D. It'll be online. But yeah, D&D. So if you want to play D&D with me, then check out the Ancient Dragon tier on Patreon. And yes, it is expensive. But it depends on how badly you want to play with me, I guess. But there you go. That's how you can do that. I'm trying to read. So Joe says, I accidentally created an insanely OP homebrew weapon. Imagine that. I think one of the things we created tonight is insanely OP. And tried to discuss to my players about nerfing it, but they are really against it. Should I raise the difficulty of the enemies or nerf it? This is interesting. I've introduced some things before that were way too powerful, and I've always been able to talk to my players and come to an understanding of what to do with it. I would probably, if it were me and I screwed up and put something in that was OP, I would probably nerf it. I would probably say, you know what, guys, I respect your desire not to nerf it, but it's messing the game up. And I simply do not want to adjust everything in the future to account for your OP magic item. I'm going to adjust your OP magic item. That's probably what I would do. And I would not like it. I would feel a little bit icky about that because I hate nerfing things for my players. I hate it. I try to avoid it at all costs, which is one of the reasons I think that when I introduce magical items, a lot of times I put a caveat at the bottom of the magic item page that says this is a beta version, and it will be adjusted in the future based upon how it does in actual gameplay. And so I often do those little caveats because of that. But I would probably lean toward nerfing it rather than adjusting my entire game. That's how I land on that. All right, Caesar has a question. His question doesn't fit here, but just got it. Where's your question, Caesar? Where's your question? Josh got the question? All right, cool. There, Josh just threw a link down to my Patreon in the chat as well. Where is his question? Where's Caesar's question? Okay, I got it. All right, Caesar's question is, currently running Dragon Heist. My players love playing in the world, but usually split up and do their own thing. Is there something you recommend to keep them together and not stop their splitting up? Tell us about Nigel. Yeah. So this is something that I usually address at a session 0 with my players. I basically tell them two things. I tell them that, one of the things that I tell them that's directly in response to your question is I run a group game, which assumes that you guys are all playing the game as a group, that you guys are going to, most of the time, stay together. Okay? And I tell them that's the type of game that I'm running, and the reason that I run that sort of game is that if you guys all start splitting up and doing your own thing, there are a few things that happen. First of all, I am now running several games instead of one, and I'm having to do them simultaneously. And what that can result in is I'm running a game for this player, and these 3 players are bored and on their phones. And then when I start running for this guy, the other players aren't playing and they're bored on their phones. And so I usually head the whole splitting up and doing your own things off before the game ever starts. And I tell them it's a group game. Your characters need to be motivated to play together, to stick together as a party, and go on adventures together. Okay? And so I preface my games with that. That is an assumption of my games that you're going to stick together most of the time. I don't have a problem if every so often there's a little bit of a split up, usually because somebody's going to explore, head in a dungeon, or go do some special mission, and the other people in the group are like, yes, this is a one-person job, and you are the best qualified to get it done, so you go forward and do it. But that's usually something that the group talks about as a whole and decides to send one person to talk to the Baron or something, or infiltrate a dungeon and steal something, I don't know. So that's kind of how I handle that. I mean, in this case, they're already doing it. I would have a conversation with them, and just say, hey guys, I want to run a group game, and running multiple games simultaneously is more than I can handle. And so guys, if you can just stay together and play together, that's going to make my life a lot easier, and I'd appreciate that. The other thing too that I want to point out is that I design my game so that the group will encounter the monsters, so that there are 5 players together when they encounter the monsters. So if they split up, that encounter is still made for 5 players. So when 2 players run into it, bad things happen. But my players all know this. They know that that's the way it works. And so they are encouraged to stay together, because if they want to overcome the challenges in the game, it's going to take a group effort. And so that's another thought that came to my mind. So hope that helps, man. But that's kind of how I do it. That may be overly constrictive for some folks, but that's kind of how I run it. So, all right. Looking for more questions. There are a bunch of questions. Does your family play D&D, or at least understand your interests? So they both my wife and daughter have played D&D. My wife has played it a couple times. It wasn't really her thing. My daughter played with me for about a year or so before she just kind of lost interest. She got too old for it. I mean, I started playing with her when she was like maybe 12 or 13, but after about a year or so, she was just kind of getting to the teenage years and wasn't interested anymore. But my daughter definitely understands it and all that good stuff. So there you go. There's that answer. Tell you about Nigel. I would need an entire stream to tell you about Nigel. What monsters do you refuse to run for any reason? I don't think I refuse to run any monsters. I think I would run any monster. Can you speak Eldritch? No. Would you recommend running modules before homebrew? If you're a new dungeon master, yes. Yes. So if you've never run Dungeons and Dragons before, right, then I think I think the best way to do it is probably a module. A module is going to get you acclimated to understanding how to develop an adventure, how to develop a basic situation, and stuff like that. So I would definitely, if you're a new dungeon master, I would pick a module, something like that Phandelver one, Lost Minds of Phandelver, or something like that. I think the new book, what is that new module that just came out? The Salt Marsh? Something about Salt Marsh? What is that called? I have that book. What is that thing called? Something Salt Marsh. Oh, Ghosts. Ghosts of Salt Marsh. I think that one might be a good one to run, possibly. I don't know. It has lots of low-level adventures in it, so that's why I mentioned it. It's a low-level module. Well, some of them are low. It at least gets you through 1 through 5. So that's my thoughts on that. Question: should I create homebrew without knowing classes? No. Wait, like homebrew what? Homebrew classes without knowing the classes? No, I would homebrew. So here's the thing about homebrew. Almost all homebrew stuff that I see is overpowered. It's completely overpowered. It's not in balance. I don't care if it's on DM's Guild or if it's just something you find on like Reddit or something. Almost all homebrew is way overpowered. And I don't know. I think I know why, but if you don't understand the basic, if you're not familiar with the existing classes and stuff like that, then creating your own homebrew class, you're almost assuredly going to get something that is out of balance with the rest of the game. So that's my thoughts on that. Can you say hi to your cat for me? No, man. My cats are actually surrounding me. I have two of them. Two of them are right here under my feet, and two of them are right here staring at me. And I don't know where the other one is. I have lots of cats. We took in a bunch of strays. I'm a crazy cat person. Curse of Strahd, yeah. I'm gearing up to run Curse of Strahd for one of my groups. Probably going to be about a half a year or so before we get to it, but yeah. Liam Towns says, I accidentally killed a character last session due to me misunderstanding a game rule. I feel really bad about it, and the player was really upset about his character dying. Where's the question? I am going to assume that your question... Oh, you continued writing. Okay. It was my mistake, and his character shouldn't have died, but if I undo it, my players will respect me in the game less, because at the start of this campaign I had said that I wasn't going to pull any punches and that character death would be occur, but I was feeling... No, dude, this is your screw up, right? No. If it's your screw up, you retconning your screw up isn't pulling punches. It's saying, look, guys, I screwed up. I misdid something or other, whatever it was. In that situation, I don't feel like you're pulling punches, right? Pulling punches would be playing the game, somebody dies legitimately, whatever that means, and then you decide to raise them from the dead or something. That's pulling punches. But if you legitimately screwed something up and then they shouldn't have died, then I think that's not a problem. If you want to discuss with your players and say, look at you guys, I really screwed this up. I want to explain to you exactly what I screwed up and the way it should have gone down, and then explain to them that this player should actually this character should actually probably be alive. And then you might even leave it in your players' hands and say, guys, I'm going to leave it up to you. I'm willing to retcon it because I screwed up as the dungeon master. But if you guys want to let it stand, then we'll let it stand. Maybe leave it up to your players. Let them decide. That could be one way to do it. Favorite monster, Mind Flayer. And kobolds. Kobolds. Definitely kobolds. All right, am I out of questions? What are the questions we got? What should your first module be? I've heard really good things about Lost Mines of Phandelver. That's probably a good thing to start with. I would not. So there are certain modules that I definitely would say don't start with as a first-time dungeon master or a new dungeon master. Princes of the Apocalypse, don't start with that one. That's a disaster waiting to happen. I'm not going to go into that. Curse of Strahd could be very, very challenging because it's kind of like a open world sandboxy type of thing. So I would not necessarily recommend that. Dragon Heist. Dragon Heist is a little more challenging, I feel, to run well. So I don't know that I would go there. I've heard really good things about Lost Mines of Phandelver, so I think that's probably a good one to go. What is my favorite voice you use?
It's gonna be this voice right here. This is the voice that I use for my rogue in my games. It's also my kobold voice. So when I'm doing kobolds, I use this voice right here.
There you go. And I can't do that voice very long because that gets me right there. I also like my barbarian voice. That guy's a moron. The stupid barbarian. Oh, here we go. What kinds of notes do you keep for NPC voices so you can remember the voice you use for a random NPC that the PCs just happen to decide to go back to? So for random NPCs, I usually don't keep notes. If it's somebody that I don't think they're ever going to come back to, then I don't bother to keep notes for their voice. If it's a reoccurring NPC, I'll usually make a very short note like deep voice, or talks like a noble, or talks like an intelligent wizard or something. I'll just make brief notes that give me a general idea of how the voice should go, but not too much, just a few words on the back of like a card for that NPC. I have, like, for important NPCs, I have special cards that I make for them to keep track of information about them. So I'll just write that down. But I try to keep some consistency in the voices I use, just because I think that helps for believability, keeping your players immersed in the game and stuff like that. But I don't always execute that very effectively, because I make up a wide variety of crazy voices just on the spur of the moment, and sometimes it's hard to just remember them and then execute them again in the same way, because I don't go home and practice my new voice to make sure I remember it, because I don't got time for that. What other questions we got? What's your kobold voice? I did that one. How would you run a beholder NPC? I don't know. I've never done that before. I would probably try to make him like really creepy and stuff. He'd probably like sell magic items or something, or he'd be like, I don't know. I'm not sure how I would run a beholder NPC. It's an interesting question though. I have not. So Caesar asks if I have seen the Tal'Darai campaign module from Critical Role. I think that might be how it's pronounced. No, I haven't. I've not looked at it. Is it a campaign module or a campaign setting? I thought that was a campaign setting, wasn't it? Like, it's his actual world or something that he runs in? What kinds of... I did that one. What is the most fun alteration to an existing monster you've made? I did some stuff with frost giants once, so that if you attack the frost giant, like, you would take cold damage or something, and then it had like an aura of cold or something. I don't know how fun that was. It's the thing that came to my mind when you asked the question, or when I read the question. So, what do you think of a DM duo? See, one DM likes conversation more than combat, so two DMs team up with a story, and the other does combat. I mean, I don't think I inherently have a problem with that. If it's well executed, I guess it could work. I don't know. I mean, I feel like, honestly, the dungeon master who's running the combat is just playing combat. It's, you know, he's not like, it's not true dungeon mastering in my opinion if you're just running a monster in combat. That is like a fraction of the skills and abilities that a dungeon master has at the table, right? So if there's a dungeon master who's doing pretty much everything, and then one dungeon master is just running the monsters in combat, that's not really dungeon mastering in my opinion. That's just, you're a player, and instead of a PC, you have some monsters and you run them in combat. And monsters are usually a lot easier to run in combat than full player character sheets. I don't know that I would call that DMing. I think I would just call that running monsters in combat. But if that's what somebody likes to do, I'm not saying that's a bad thing. I'm just saying that's not technically, in my opinion, DMing. That's that. I don't know if that makes sense, but that's my thoughts on that. I was in a game once where they did that, by the way, which is why I thought of that. One dungeon master was pretty much running the entire game, and then the other one who was learning to be a dungeon master was just running the monsters in combat. And that didn't seem to be a way to learn to be a dungeon master, in my opinion, because it's running monsters in combat is really not that hard. All right. Let's see. What other questions we got going on here? Ooh. I have not seen Border Gate 3 trailer. Okay, over on my Discord, guys, we have a channel for people looking for games, and our carnivore wants me to plug his looking for player post. There you go. You got plugged, dude. Tavern openings, yay or nay? Yay. How large does the PC need to grow before you will let it be large? Huge, man. It's gotta. No. The PC would have to be like, 12 feet tall or something. He'd have to be like twice as big as he normally is for it to be considered like a large class, I think, All right, see you later, Corey. Thanks for hanging out, man. All right, Joshua has a question. Ooh, Joshua has a question. Nice. I'm about done too. I'm getting really tired. So this is gonna wrap up pretty soon, guys. You could probably tell that Luke's about ready to fall asleep right here. How much emphasis do you put on backstories to your players? How detailed do you like them to get? So that's interesting. What I'm going to do is I'm going to pull up the backstory template that I use. I just need to find it real quick. I wasn't planning on pulling this up, therefore I do not have it handy. Backstory template. Let me pull that up, and then I will show you my screen. So this template right here is what I give my players usually in our very first game session when we're rolling up characters, and I just ask them to fill this in. It has some different information about their character. They basically answer the questions, and this helps them get some backstory information for their characters. It actually helps me get backstory information about their characters, because the emphasis I place on backstory, well, there are two ways that I go for backstory. The first way is I don't require my characters to make a backstory or my players to make a backstory. They can either do it or not. It's up to them. Some players like making backstories. Some players do not like making backstories. And so I don't require anybody to do it. However, if you do give me a backstory, then you're almost guaranteed to have cool stuff happening in-game based on your backstory. Oftentimes, I will make an entire adventure based on someone's backstory, and the entire group goes on that adventure. It's not like a one-off. It's a group adventure, but it's based on a player's backstory, a character's backstory. And so it's kind of like this agreement, like, if you don't want to make a backstory, that's cool, but if you do, you're going to have something cool happen in game that revolves around your backstory. For my Dragon Heist game, I had them all fill this out right here so that I can kind of poke at it and figure out if there's something I can do based on their backstory. So I think that's the emphasis I put on backstory. It's a twofold emphasis. on one sense, I don't care if you make one or not. On the other sense, if you do make one, then you're going to get something really sweet. So that's how I do backstory. All right, we need one more question or something. I'm about ready to call it. I'm so tired. Are you psyched for Cyberpunk 2077? I don't know what that is. Mitch says, how would you discourage young players from murder hoboism and ale fixation? I don't know. I don't know about the ale fixation, dude. Murder hoboing. The single best way to discourage murder hoboing is for the dungeon master to actually run his game world like a real world. If you go around killing people in the real world, there are consequences. City guards look for you. If you're more powerful than the city guards go get the SWAT team. If you're too powerful, they go get the FBI. If you're too powerful, they get like some special forces out of the army or the Marines or something, okay? So there's an escalation thing. If you're going around the world murdering people, then the world isn't just going to be like, well, I guess there's nothing we can do about that. We're just gonna let you just keep murdering everybody and just hope that we aren't next. No. Authorities, government, people in power, even posses and stuff like that are going to assemble and they're going to take necessary actions to stop murder hoboing. They're just not going to let people wander around killing everybody. So the solution to murder hoboing is for the dungeon master to run his game like a real world. Okay? If players are going around killing people, then they get warrants on their heads. The guards are looking for them. They get a reputation. Merchants don't want to sell to them. Okay? They might have mercenaries searching after them. The city guards put out warrants for their arrest. They put out rewards. Capture them dead or alive. Right? And then they have mercenary hit bands. Other groups of powerful adventurers are hunting them down. Okay? All possibilities, right, of how in the real world the world would react to players or their characters going around killing everybody. So and once your players understand that that's the world that you're running, that it's a real living world that will actually like hunt you down and arrest you and kill you for breaking the law if you're murdering people, then they'll understand, oh, Luke's running a real world. There are consequences to my actions, so maybe I shouldn't just kill anybody I feel like killing. I think that's the way to do it, in my opinion. I've never had a problem with murder hoboing. I think my players just kind of maybe intuitively understand that Luke's not going to tolerate that. Something will happen in the game world that will not be good for them. And so if they are going to do a little bit of killing, they're very careful to make sure nobody ever finds out. So, I don't know. That's my thoughts on that. Ben says, do you primarily run modules or homebrew? I do both. 2 of my games right now are mostly homebrew, and 2 of them are mostly modules. I almost feel like homebrew is easier for me, and it requires less preparation than running a module. Modules seem to require more prep time for me. However, a lot of times modules have really cool ideas in them that I would have never thought of on my own. So I don't know. It's a trade-off. There are advantages and disadvantages to each of those, for sure. Should I do a quest to give PCs businesses? I don't know. I mean, it depends on if that's what you want to do in your game. I don't see any reason. And if your players are interested in that sort of thing, I think that's okay. I don't know that I would suggest turning your entire game into a game of running businesses, because at that point, I would probably suggest that there's probably a better game system for role-playing that sort of thing than Dungeons & Dragons. You're probably better off trying to find a game system that emulates running a business a little bit better than Dungeons & Dragons, because Dungeons & Dragons is basically a mini war game. So, but a little one-off to get businesses that they have going on the side while they go adventuring, and then they get money from these businesses. Yeah, why not? That could be fun. They'd have fun doing that, and then getting a little extra cash and stuff. And it gives you a hook. It gives you a hook too, because, you know, if they have these businesses going on and they're off adventuring, you might be able to have some sort of thing happening to their business. Like maybe a crime syndicate is like, you know, extorting the manager they left at their business for money, for protection money. And then your players have to go like deal with that or something. So you could use businesses as a hook for different things as well to make things interesting. So there are definitely things you could do with that. I think that would be fun. You are the Bob Ross of D&D. I'm going to ask a stupid question. Who the heck is Bob Ross? Who is Bob Ross? I don't know. Bob Ross. Oh my gosh. No way. I don't look like that guy. The joy of painting. I know who this guy is, actually. I've seen him on TV, like his painting shows. So I didn't recognize his name, but I definitely recognize like the fro. That's awesome. Romance in D&D. Sure, if your players are into that. I mean, I don't know. Do you prefer that your player characters be heroes, mercenaries, or villains? Heroes or mercenaries. Probably. Unless I were running an evil campaign, then I would probably prefer them to be villains. But generally speaking, I think heroes works easier. Heroes or mercenaries works easier in Dungeons and Dragons, I think. At least for the style of game that I'm most accustomed to running. But that's just me. Bob Ross. Heartbroken. The best painter ever. Is he really? Was he like really a good painter? I'm supposing he is. PBS little series. Okay, cool. One of my players killed a city guard. Now that character is a head shorter. Good deal, man. Oh, Bob Ross inspired many people to pick up the hobby. Oh, cool. So I'm inspiring. Awesome. That's cool. All right, I think I'm getting low. I'm out of questions. He could paint a full painting in about 20 minutes. Oh, and he was good at teaching people to paint. Oh, okay, cool. I'm good at... Okay, thanks, man. I appreciate that. All right, any more questions here? I think we're out of questions. We're done. It's almost 11 o'clock. I'm going to call it a day, ladies and gentlemen. Our next live stream will probably be... Oh, you know what? No. Next week is 4th of July. And I am planning on doing a live stream probably next Friday as well, because I have like a couple days off, so I have no reason not to do a live stream. We might do like a your casting couch idea. I am not going to comment on that idea, Philip. Sorry. We're trying to keep things family friendly around here. We might do a question and answer live stream next Friday. Might do something like that. We'll see. We'll see what happens. My brain is not thinking like very clearly right now because I'm too tired to think. But that's that. Oh, we didn't announce the winner of the giveaway. Oh my gosh, how did I forget that? Okay, we need to announce the winner of the giveaway, guys, before I end the stream. I always announce the winner of the giveaway before I end the stream. I don't know how I almost forgot to do that. All right, let's do that. Let's go find this. Dun 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 dun. The winner of the giveaway. Dun 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 dun. We're going to pick a winner on the stream. Winners. We have to make sure we have eligible winners. The last time I announced a winner and then the winner was not eligible. And then it was an invalid entry, I should say. And then I felt bad because I had to like take it back, you know. All right, let's draw some winners. Drawing winners. We're drawing winners. We're going to draw one winner. One winner is going to win tactical tokens. Here we go. Draw. And we'll see if the winner's in the stream still. You don't have to be in the stream to win. You do not have to be in the stream to win. Let me just verify that this dude is good to go. Awesome. He looks legitimate. Okay. Our winner of tactical tokens for today is Timothy V. Timothy V. Are you in the stream? Are you in the stream, Timothy V? If you are, then say hi. If you aren't, that's cool. I will be sending an email to you very soonish to see where you would like the tactical tokens shipped. Timothy V. I don't think he's in the stream anymore. That's cool. I will contact you by email, buddy, and get you hooked up with some tactical tokens. So there you go. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I think that's all we have for tonight. That's about all we're doing. So I'll see some of you next Friday, I hope. Maybe all of you next Friday for some Dungeons & Dragons action and all that kind of stuff. Oh, well, there we go. There you go. William V. All right, congratulations, dude. I will be sending you an email to the address you put in your entry. And just let me know where you want me to ship the tokens. And I will ship them to you. Because that's how that works. All right, cool. All right, guys, I'm getting out of here. I'm tired. I'm done. I'm checking out. So thanks a lot for the stream, guys. Thanks for hanging out on your Friday night. It's been fun, and I'm tired. So we gotta get this. How do I do my? I gotta do my special ending. My special ending. Yeah. Until next time, let's play D&D.